hard work,
Mhm.
and basically taking pride in your work and what you do, in a spirit of excellence. That has basically transcribed or translated into what I do on a daily basis. As a person, when I wake up, every morning I try to be great and be greater than the day before.
So speaking of that, what you do every day, I noticed you're holding a book that says Douglas Visions on it.
Yes.
Tell us about Douglas Visions Committee.
So Douglas Visions Committee was formed in 1990 by my grandfather and some of the other elders of the community, of the Douglas community. And it was basically formed to help the residents with home repairs and other things that they would need, you know, I guess, in the community. And throughout the years, it basically passed hands and went to different hands and different people. So it basically was a nonprofit that did a lot of different things over the years. I basically got it from the last person that had it. And it had basically been, I had to reinstate it to make it active again. So basically, what we do in Douglas Visions is basically all things community. If they need home repairs, if they need food, we have a clinic, a wellness clinic under Douglas Visions as well. Um, like I said, anything that one would need, we basically can provide the services. We provide social services for several apartment complexes. And that's basically helping the residents there if they need furniture, food, help with utility assistance, help with rental assistance. We pretty much try to just meet the need of the whole family. When you touch one person in the family, we try to touch all people, everybody in the family, to make sure everybody's needs are met.
So it sounds like you're carrying on a legacy of service.
Absolutely,
Sounds
absolutely,
good,
yes.
David. So let me ask you, going back to teen, young adulthood, did you have a job then? And where did you work and what did you do? Like your first job?
So I technically did not have a job until I went to college. My grandparents and my mother they would not let me get a job. Um, I had a job in high school, but it was working for my uncle, who was a pharmacist, and he owned his own pharmacy. So I worked for that was my first really and only job that I had as a teen. And of course, my uncle, all of my uncles are like my dad. They're like my father growing up because my mom was the baby and she was the only girl. She had a younger sister that passed away when she was 16. So my mom was really, the only girl that had children. So all of my uncles kind of chimed in and they were like, our fathers. So we had like, what, 5 or 6 fathers growing up. So working for my uncle was more like just going to work with my dad.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that good. So were there any natural disasters that you remember that could have happened or political changes or how did, anything that was big and huge in the world or in the nation and how did it affect your life?
Um, Growing up, there was always, of course, some kind of disaster. Not necessarily in our, community directly, but around us there were, natural disasters, tornadoes, hurricanes, flooding, that kind of stuff. So, the church that I went to or that I grew up in, they would always, have some kind of drive or something to give to people that were affected by it in other areas. Um, Politically, my grandfather was very active with local government. So he went to like every city council meeting. So of course I went with him to a lot of them. That's if they could find me because I would hide, go run off and hide in the neighborhood somewhere before the city council meeting. And the ones that they did, find me, I would go to with him. And then, of course, have to sit there in the whole city council meeting and going, oh my God, this is like watching paint dry. But just not understanding at that time the significance of, going to those meetings. But then later on, as a young adult and as an adult, I appreciate, um, you know, him being an active person in the community, going to the meetings, and then coming back from the meetings, explaining to our neighbors and to relatives as to what was going on at the meetings and why they needed to come, what they, what they, needed to do to be active as well. So